we welcome back to the show South Dakota Senator, Mr. Mike Rounds. Senator Rounds, welcome, sir. Good to see you again. So I want to talk a bit about the Save America Act, voting rights, photo IDs, citizenship. 80 to 85% of American voters favor it. I know you're working with Mike Lee and others. What's the outlook for this thing?
Well, right now we've got 50 votes that are Republicans that are in the Senate that have now agreed to sponsor it, which is the first major hurdle that you've got to get over. That means that with the vice president breaking a tie, should you get to the actual delivery to the president, it means you can win it. Next step on it is to actually bring it to the floor and put it in such a fashion that the Democrats have to vote on it. Get them on the record. Find out exactly how they're going to go back home and tell people back home that they don't even want to debate the issue, which is going to be tough for them because, like you say, 80 to 85% of all the American public believe that it's very appropriate to have to show a photo ID if you're going to vote. I mean, look, I can't even go down and buy a Coors Light without showing my ID. And you can't get on an airplane without doing it. And for a lot of the states, South Dakota included, those of us that have a real ID, that's for folks that are out there wondering about if you take out your driver's license and if you got a little yellow star up on the right-hand corner, it means you've already got your real ID in place. That's all you need to be able to go in and vote. That's all we're asking is let's see a photo ID to make sure you are who you say you are. Makes perfect common sense. Sometimes our Democrat colleagues don't necessarily have that kind of sense.
You know, first of all, I agree, but now you've got some Democrats. Of course, Schumer says it's Jim Crow 2.0, all right? That's insane. Then you've got another congresswoman, I think, and I'm not sure, can't remember the name, but she's saying if a woman gets married, that would ruin her voting chances. And that she said now there are 69 million women in America that would lose their voting rights. This strikes me as a very inauthentic, unprincipled position. What you say?
You are correct. Look, I think Mike Lee did a really nice job of clarifying within the bill. And by the way, there's been some modifications in the bill from when it was in the House, but they've improved on it. First, it does say that now it makes it clear that if you want to vote, you show your ID. Most Americans agree with that. But second of all, if you've got it on your driver's license already, and that's what, you know, any woman that comes in, if she's married, she's got the new driver's license on it. They've already cleared that all up. Vast majority of the states, well over 2/3 of all the states have already taken care of all of it. If you got a driver's license on it, you're not going to have a problem. If you get married, just like as if when you're going to go in and get a driver's license, if you get married, you show them your marriage certificate and you're on your way once again. Right. So, yeah, it's out there. It's not an item that should be a deal killer for anybody because you've already got it. If you're going to change your name, you're already going to show that by showing that you've got a marriage license. It's a no-brainer.
I mean, these are right. These are such phony objections. Now, Senator, just you mentioned you got 50 votes. You need 51.
Well, we have 50 co-sponsors right now.
Yeah.
Which means even if we didn't have anybody else who wasn't a co-sponsor decided that they wanted you want to have a vote, even if nobody else decided they want to vote for the bill, it would still be a 50-50 tie, and the vice president could break that tie vote with his support for the measure.
So that's it, and would you don't need 60 votes on this?
You do have to have 60 votes to stop the filibuster or to basically call the question.
Right.
Now that's the difference on it, and that's where our Democrat colleagues, you know, they're gonna talk about this thing and they're gonna say all these things about you're gonna disenfranchise voters and all that kind of stuff. That's not true. This is common sense. You don't hear that complaint out there when somebody gets on an airplane, and you don't hear people saying, gee, I can't afford to get on an airplane because I don't have a driver's license. The vast majority of the Americans already have got it. Now, the challenge on it, though, is if you're illegally within this country, you probably don't have a driver's license with your name on it. And that's where our Democrat colleagues are going to get into trouble because in a lot of our blue states, they like the idea. In fact, they've already said that if you're from out of the country and you want to vote in our local elections, we're going to let you do so. But at the federal elections, we're saying that's not going to happen. That's not the law. And we're going to make darn sure that if you're going to vote in a federal election, the law already says you've got to be an American citizen. This is just a matter of enforcing it.
Well, Democrats who want to vote against it in the House need a photo ID to make that vote. I find that kind of amusing. But Senator
Isn't that
Mike,
interesting?
Senator Mike Rounds, thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming back on. Hope to see you soon.